If everything that you have done today could somehow be separated into two separate containers, one being what counts and what matters for eternity, and what was a waste of our time, I wonder how full the first container would be. Hi, I'm Pastor Dwayne. I'm the lead pastor here at Lakeview Gospel Center. And today I want to bring to you a thought for Wednesday's Word to challenge us in our faith and walk with God. I want to bring our attention to Colossians chapter 3, verses 1 down to verse 10. And I want to read it from the New Living Translation. I've moved a few times in my life, and as a pastor sometimes it lends to moving more often than we would like. But what I have discovered in packing and moving is that a lot of things that I thought I needed in my life is still in a box. It wasn't useful, probably for a short time. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't necessary for me in my new life, in my new home. And unfortunately, yard sales are full of things that people don't need, but other people find treasures in them, I guess. Or we take them to thrift stores or Goodwill stores. But that is something that I've been evaluating in my life. What is actually necessary? And this is a really good season actually to reevaluate where we are in our life, where we are in our priorities, where we are in our passions and the things that we think that matter. And if one thing is for sure, this season of pandemic has brought us to that point of really thinking about what really matters. And I just want us to read together Colossians chapter 3, verses 1 to 10. Here we go. It says, "Since you have been raised to new life in Christ, set your sights on the reality of heaven where Christ sits in the place of honor at God's right hand." As a result of being in Christ, as a result of your new life in Christ, we are to have our eyes pointed upward, not downward. Pointed upward, not inward. And it's a admonition by Paul. Now, if anyone was writing this to me, my first question would be, who are you to say that to me? What gives you the right to say that to me? Well, Paul is writing this to us from a prison cell. He is not having the best, in the natural, the best outcome of his walk with God, but he is establishing some principles that regardless of our present situation, the reality is, since we are made new in Christ, since we have a relationship with Jesus, we are to set our sights on the heavenly reality. Let's keep reading. Verse number 2. "Think about the things of heaven, not the things of earth. For you died to this life." I know that's not a popular statement, is it? We want to get all that we can, live it up. We only get one life, and we hear that all the time. Live your best life now, and we internalize what that looks like. We want bigger and better. We want a better car, a better house. We want more toys, more entertainment, more vacations, and all these things. But like that box, that we keep dragging around from house to house that we never open anymore, but it's just a box that we carry, is not necessary. It's not useful. Why? Because the things in it have no value to us, but we put value in things that are so pointless sometimes, don't we? "For you died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Christ in God." Verse number 4. "And when Christ, who is your life, is revealed or returns to the whole world, you will share in all his glory. That's wonderful news for us today. Verse number 5, so put to death the sinful earthly things lurking within you. The things that you're dragging around with you. All those bad habits, all those hang-ups, all those things that keep holding you back in your relationship with Jesus. Put off those things. Put to death those sinful things. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, with lust, and evil desires. Don't be greedy, for a greedy person is an idolater, an idol worshiper. Think about that. Worshipping the things of this world. Verse number 6 says, because of these sins, the anger of God is coming. You used to, I like that, past tense, you used to do these things when your life was still a part of this world. But now it is time to get rid of anger, of rage, of malicious behavior, of slander, and filthy language, filthy talk. Don't lie to each other, for you have stripped off your old sinful nature and all its wicked deeds. But put on your new nature. And be renewed as you learn to know your Creator and become like Him. I just want to come on here today with that simple word. What are some things in your life today that you're holding on to or you're participating in, or things that are not helping you any? They're either for very temporal. Now, I'm not saying that God don't want us to enjoy this life. That's not what I'm saying at all. Please don't misunderstand. What I am encouraging myself and you to evaluate, are we making investment in eternal matters? Since we have a relationship with Christ, since we've been made new in Christ, we've come alive in Christ, Paul is saying, look to heavenly things. Things that matter most. The reality is the only thing that you're going to take with you to heaven, the only thing that you can take to heaven with you is the person you love. Whether they know Christ or not probably depends on how we portray Him, how we live our life for Jesus, how we witness to that person. Human, is the only eternal thing. Money is not eternal. All the possessions of this world, though not wrong in and of itself, they're not eternal. Even the season you're going through is not eternal. But Jesus and your relationship with Him is. So I just want to hop on here today to encourage you, to challenge you, and help us to evaluate. Are we putting our emphasis in things that really don't matter? Holding on to grudges, holding on to unforgiveness, living a life that is not right, even though you want to serve God. Let all that go. Because what really matters at the end of life's day is not how much money you had, or how popular you were, or who liked you or who didn't like you, although we want to be liked by everyone. It's not about all these peripheral things. What matters is our heavenly home and living a life for Jesus. So today on this beautiful Wednesday, it's chilly here in Bonnyville. Fall is set in today. Looks like summer might be coming again for this weekend. But I just want to challenge you today. Tomorrow may never be. Yesterday is gone. But today, make eternal choices. God bless you. And if you live in this area, we would love to see you tonight at 7 o'clock for our prayer gathering. And come and be a part of what God is doing here at Lakeview Gospel Center. You won't be disappointed, but you will be encouraged and strengthened. And I trust you will know Jesus more.